Why is this disgrace here? My mother's voice sliced through the air, dull and cruel like a rusted blade. Olivia's smirk followed right behind. You're not even on the guest list. And my father, he didn't flinch, didn't blink, just looked past me as though I were another lifeless piece of expensive decor he'd long stopped acknowledging. I smiled without a word. But inside, sharp replies coiled like knives waiting to be unsheathed. They had tried to erase me. Tonight, I had returned to remind them I still existed. 9 years earlier, I had left this house with nothing but a suitcase heavy with silence. No goodbyes. No warmth. Only betrayal and the echo of slammed doors. They had already chosen my substitute, Evan, my cousin. He was obedient, polished, trained to smile on cue. He inherited my room, my seat at the table, even the future I had once been promised in the family business. I could only watch from a distance as he stepped into my life, as if it had always belonged to him. I was 23 when I told them I wanted to leave law school to become a writer. There were no shouts or arguments. They didn't rage. They simply cut me off with cold precision. My father rewrote his will. My mother blocked my number. Olivia, my sister, updated her social media bio. Only child of 2 proud parents. It wasn't noisy betrayal. It was clinical, surgical. And it worked. For a while. But I didn't collapse. I built. 9 years in exile became a blueprint. I disappeared, legally changed my name, and worked under aliases. I started with freelance gigs, built a portfolio, a reputation. I wrote speeches for CEOs who didn't know my face but paid 5 figures for my words. Eventually, I launched my own company, quiet, discreet, and powerful. Ghostwriting. Corporate crisis strategy. Political damage control. I became the voice behind powerful men who crumbled under pressure. They called me the pen, the one who could make scandals vanish, or ignite them if it served the strategy. I mastered the art of reputation. How to build it, how to destroy it, how to bury an entire career in 10 words or less. I never spoke of my family, but I never forgot them. 2 years ago, I found the crack. Evan, the golden son, the heir. The suit was spotless, but the hands inside were filthy. Insider trading. Tax evasion. Laundering crypto through fake charities. Careless. Sloppy. He had enemies, but none like me. For a year, I tracked him. Screenshots. Bank records. Leaked audio from a phone he thought was secure. I called in favors from people who owed me. Then I started pulling threads. An anonymous tip to the IRS. Another to the SEC. A file dropped into the lap of a journalist with a reputation for tearing reputations apart. But my final move, the most brutal one, I saved for tonight. Olivia's engagement party. The very event I was not invited to. I walked into the estate as though I still belonged, because once I did. Same marble floors. Same frozen chandeliers. Same faces that had once turned away. Now, all of them turned toward me. I carried silence like a blade and walked to the center of the room. Olivia clutched her champagne. My mother whispered poison into a politician's ear. That's when she snapped. Why is this disgrace here? And Olivia smirked. You're not on the list. My father stared straight through me. I smiled. I just wanted to meet the person Evan replaced me with. The silence that followed was perfect. I gestured to the projector near the cake. Mind if I share something? I didn't wait for an answer. One click of the remote in my pocket, and the screen flickered alive. First, grainy security footage. Evan handing a briefcase to a man well known for laundering money in Belize. Next, spreadsheets of hidden accounts tied to offshore havens. Then, an audio clip. Evan's voice. If the IRS gets this, I'm... The room fractured with gasps. Evan stumbled forward, pale and sweating. This is fake. I met his eyes. Tell that to the IRS. Or your fiancé. She was already retreating, her champagne glass trembling in her hand. I turned toward my parents. You erased me. You replaced me. And I waited, not to prove I mattered, but to let time rot the lie you built. And here we are. My father's face drained of color. My mother, speechless for once. Olivia's phone buzzed with notifications as the story spread online. Evan lunged at me, but security caught him. Someone had anticipated I'd need protection tonight. Smart. An hour later, I stood outside, watching as 2 federal agents escorted Evan away. My mother sobbed into her pearls. My father sat frozen on the porch. Olivia, for the first time, was silent. I turned my back on the estate and felt nothing. No grief. No regret. Only air, clear, unburdened. Justice doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers, exact and deliberate. 9 years ago, they erased me. Tonight I reminded them. Not with tears. With truth, sharpened to a blade. I was never the failure. Just the patient one.